Road rage gone wild, all caught on tape when a local war veteran pulls out his camera. News 8's Chris Miner gets the Globe Live account.
One of the wealthiest men in the world and most respected investors of our time takes a financial interest in a Quad City company.
Now, live from the WQAD HD studios, News 8 at 10 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rachel Davis.
And I'm Jason Feckner. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Election results right now trickling in on the Iowa side of the river as the Iowa Quad Cities get set for new congressmen come November. Thanks to last year's redistricting, current Congressman Bruce Braley is now running to represent the new 1st District to our north, with the district covering all of southeastern Iowa up for grabs.
We begin with News 8's Denise Hanitka, who is covering the 2nd Congressional District race, where it appears that Congressman Dave Loebsack has crossed the first hurdle to a 4th term. Denise?
Hi, Rachel. Yeah, that appears likely, especially because it just got very loud in this room as some of these numbers just got put up on a TV behind me. Live in Davenport, Denise Hanitka, WQAD HD News 8.
Thanks so much, Denise. We're going to look at those numbers right now among today's contested races in the Iowa Quad Cities. Like Denise said, Congressman Dave Loebsack, with 21 precincts reporting, is defeating Democratic State Senator Joe Singh significantly tonight. The Republican primary for the 2nd Congressional District has Deere & Company attorney John Archer besting Muscatine home builder Dan Dolan with 21 precincts reporting. There are 2 hotly contested races for state senate in our area. Iowa Republican State Senator Sean Hammerlink of the Quad Cities is facing fellow state Senator Jim Hahn of Muscatine in the newly redrawn 46th District. That includes parts of Scott and Muscatine counties. In northern Scott and Clinton counties, Democrats Dorothy O'Brien of Clinton and Rita Hart of Wheatland hope to win the nomination for the 49th District tonight, and we'll report those numbers as they become available.
Meanwhile, the political eyes of the nation tonight focused on Wisconsin. State today hosting the nation's 3rd ever gubernatorial recall vote after hundreds of thousands of people petitioned for Republican Governor Scott Walker's ouster. Hundreds of union members from here in the Quad Cities spent plenty of time in Wisconsin last year rallying for union support when Walker successfully pushed to pull unions' collective bargaining rights. Tonight, though, the vote has failed. Walker will remain in office.
They were voting for me, and it was largely driven by the fact that they appreciated somebody actually had the courage to take on the tough challenges.
And Walker can point to results. Last year's $3.6 billion budget deficit has turned into a slight budget surplus without any tax increases.
One of the richest men in the world is investing in a local newspaper. The stock sale became official earlier today. Now more people are optimistic about the company's future. News 8's Jonathan Katz joining us live to explain why some hope this is a sign of more good things to come. And I see the Quad City Times next to you, Jonathan. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, how about this? 23rd Ave and 36th Street in Moline, right next to a Quad City Times newspaper stand. Live in Moline this evening. I'm Jonathan Katz, WQAD HD News 8.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Great news for them tonight. Well, a crystal clear night across much of the Quad City area as our nice weather run rolls on.
Storm Team 8 meteorologist Terry Swales has more in a first check of our forecast tonight. Terry?
Well, good evening, everyone. What a delightful day it was. Near perfect weather around eastern Iowa and western Illinois. And the beautiful thing about tonight's forecast is that we get to do it all over again tomorrow. We'll take a look outside now, and you can see to the west of us there were a few showers and isolated thunderstorms earlier on tonight. That disturbance is moving almost straight south, taking its clouds and precipitation with it, and that sets the stage for the nice night we're experiencing tonight and the beautiful day that will be back in the region tomorrow. Currently our temperature nice and comfortable at 65, and tomorrow afternoon we should top it off close to 80 degrees once again. But there is some very warm temperatures in the weekend forecast. We'll be back to expound on that in the forecast coming up.
Thank you, Terry. Charges pending tonight in the wake of a confrontation in a bank parking lot that ended with an attack with a baseball bat, and it was all caught on tape. A witness says that a near collision by 2 cars in the IH Mississippi Valley Credit Union Silvis location parking lot triggered it all, and you're about to see what happened next. Here's News 8's Chris Miner.
As soon as I saw it, took out the phone, double click, and there's the camera.
And this is what Matt Harris caught on camera. Road rage gone wild.
Call 911. Marilyn! Get in the car.
It all started as a near miss between 2 cars at an ATM at this bank in Silvis.
And they almost hit each other. They hit their brakes. They didn't hit each other, but they started yelling back and forth.
Harris, a bystander, fired up his smartphone to take some video of the escalating incident, just in case.
When I saw the second girl get out of the car with a baseball bat.
You knew?
Yes, I knew I'd better start filming.
The guy in the other car took a direct hit.
Call 911. Marilyn!
He had an injury on his arm. It was swelling up. The video clearly shows she hit him in the arm with a bat.
Get your out of here.
Harris himself took a punch to the neck by one of the women, but he didn't retreat. Instead, he advanced, making sure he caught their license plate on camera. Not afraid, he says, because he happens to be a veteran, served in Afghanistan in the Air Force.
I was in Afghanistan, you know, we ran towards things worse than baseball bats.
The two women fled the scene. Harris says most disturbing, a child clearly visible in the car. Police asked for and received his clear as a bell video.
I think the lesson here is that video evidence is undisputable. You can tell as many lies as you want. You can tell an inaccurate story, but if you see it happen, there's no inaccuracies in watching it.
In Silvis, Chris Miner, WQAD HD News 8.
Look out. Silvis Police Chief Bill Brashy telling News 8 that the investigation is ongoing and charges may be filed this week. You can watch the whole video by going to our website at WQAD.com, but fair warning tonight, there is certainly no shortage of profanity.
Iowa's lunch menu will look far different from most states in the coming school year. Iowa is one of just 3 states that will continue to purchase lean, finely textured ground beef for its school lunch program. Iowa Governor Terry Branstad has firmly backed the additive during the national backlash over what critics called pink slime. The 2 other states still serving it, Nebraska and South Dakota.
A late-night joyride on what police say was a stolen boat hit a major snag last night in LeClaire. Scott County deputies say Christopher Ranow, Anna Nelson, Sherry Holloway, and Jay Parsi stole a boat in Clinton, headed downriver in complete darkness, and finally ran into the roller dam at about 11:30 last night. A crew with the Army Corps of Engineers had to tow them to shore, and police arrested them there. They're now all charged with third-degree theft.
As many Quad Cityans prepare to race for the cure on Saturday, the cure for breast cancer may be several steps closer tonight. A new drug is being called remarkable by the medical community. It's called TDM1, and when it enters the body, it seeks out the cancer cells and releases a huge toxic dose of chemotherapy without damaging any of the body's good cells. Experts say it's not for all patients, but they should ask if they are eligible for the ongoing clinical trials. As we mentioned this weekend, thousands of Quad City women will be lacing up their sneakers and sporting pink for the annual Komen Quad Cities Race for the Cure. Men taking part as well. It's taking place this Saturday at the iWireless Center, and it starts at 8 a.m.
A lot of us will be taking part in it too.
Yes.
Great to be out there. Still to come tonight, 2 days after retiring, Iowa's sweetheart Shawn Johnson announces some new plans.
She set the bar for gymnasts all over the world, but after a bad knee forced her to throw in the towel, she's got some new ventures on the horizon. She shares what's next ahead on News 8 at 10.
And an area school board facing criticism after voting to ban a children's book over what appears on one of the pages. The story ahead on News 8 at 10.
You are watching HD News 8 at 10 with Jason Fechner and Rachel Davis.